Good day, Golden Rams, and happy Halloween. I'm your weekly weatherman, Matthew Fichter, to bring you your 5-day weather outlook. Though trick-or-treating's in the forecast next Wednesday, Mother Nature has a forecast of her own that I'm going to share with you right now. So starting with Friday's forecast, temperatures will be hovering around 71 degrees. We should have mostly blue skies with some high passing clouds. Moving into Saturday, we should have an increased chance of precipitation. Temperatures will remain around 69, 70 degrees again. If we take a look ahead to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday's forecast, we have an increased chance of precipitation as Tropical Storm Sandy moves its way up the eastern coast of the United States. We're not sure if Sandy's going to affect the sandy beaches of the United States per se, but if you guys have a poncho on hand, maybe your zebra printed rain boots, or if those aren't cutting it for you, maybe your cheetah printed rain boots will do the trick. Conditions will be much wetter throughout Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with an increased chance, according to the models, of wind gusts and sustained winds. So keep an eye out for that and stay tuned. So let's dissect Tropical Storm Sandy a little bit more. As I already mentioned, we have Tropical Storm Sandy off the eastern coast of Florida down in the Atlantic Ocean. We don't know exactly where Sandy is going to be headed, so the question that I want to ask you guys is, where will Sandy go? Well, taking a look at a closer look here, models show us that Sandy has a plethora of options here. She might be deciding to go further out to the Atlantic Ocean, depending on if a strong ridge to the north forces her out, or that strong ridge could actually contain her and move her more inland, and she might settle over the Adirondacks region in upstate New York. So we're not quite sure as of this point. But what I can assure you of is that we are going to get some precipitation Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's just to what extent. That's another question we need to answer. Okay, so this year we have Tropical Storm Sandy affecting our region, but what happened last year at this time? Well, if you guys remember, if you guys were here at Westchester, or maybe at the Kutztown-Westchester football game, there was a lot of snow, right? We had about 4.8 inches of snow, and I like to refer to it as Snowtober 2011. Okay, so we had temperatures around 32 degrees, which produced a very wet snow, wet and heavy snow, and we had gusts around 25 miles per hour, so it was certainly a different scenario 1 year ago to this date. If we take a look at the upper level maps, however, around 300 millibars, we have what we call a jet streak. Now, a jet streak acts as a barrier, and it's represented on this map by a yellow line. It's a barrier between a cold air mass aloft or up high in the atmosphere and a warm air mass aloft, up high in the atmosphere. So, as you can see by where the jet streak is located on this particular map, it kind of dips down into the southeastern region of the United States and more across the southern Midwest region of the United States, which allowed that cold air mass to sink in and allowed the precipitation in any parts of that region to solidify into snowfall. So instead of getting rain, we had snow, and this is pretty uncharacteristic for this time of the year. As you guys can probably imagine, we don't typically get snow in October, so it was certainly a rare event. So that warm air mass was pushed out to the south. And to talk about the surface maps a little bit, what we saw down there, Dr. Joby Hilliker from the Meteorology Department here at Westchester University is going to be speaking a little bit about what exactly happened down at the surface. So he's going to discuss stationary fronts and precipitation.
All right, well, thank you, Matt. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the snowstorm that we had back last year here in Westchester. This is what the surface map looked like from October the 29th of 2011. We had a classic area of low pressure off the coast there. We call that a nor'easter, and if you see the red and blue line extending north of the area of low pressure, that is what we call a stationary front. And as the name implies, a stationary front is where you have a cold air mass and a warm air mass basically right next to each other. The cold mass is stubborn. We have a stalemate. So basically you have this focal area of convergence. The air comes together right at the region of the front. You have rising motion, and it was actually cold enough back on October the 29th that the precipitation actually not fell as rain, but it fell as snow. And in fact, we recorded just over 4 inches of snow, believe it or not, in October here in Westchester. All right, that's a little bit about from the storm last year, and I'll send it back to the forecast this week with Matt.
Thank you, Dr. Joby Hilliker, for your insight on stationary fronts and what happened last year during Snowtober. But if you guys are hanging around this weekend, if you guys are going to be on South Campus perhaps, at Vonnie Grove Stadium Friday and Saturday, conditions will be very pleasant for the most part, around 70 degrees both days, with some chance of precipitation on Saturday for the PSAC Field Hockey Tournament. Yes, the girls are hosting the tournament this year at Vonnie Grove Stadium, and if they win Friday afternoon, they'll play on Saturday for the finals. So let's go down there and root on our Lady Golden Rams. So if you guys have some free time on Friday and Saturday, make sure you head down there. So an extended forecast. Well, we have Halloween coming up as well on Wednesday. I don't usually go past Tuesday, but on Wednesday we have conditions for Halloween in store for us. We have wet conditions. That's not looking too good. So if you're on your way to class, you might want to grab that poncho one more time. Or if you want to dress up like me as a cheesehead to represent the Green Bay Packers, go Pack Go, you could do that as well. But if you want to dress up as Indiana Jones, maybe your kitty cat, or whatever you guys had in mind, celebrate Halloween, why not? Don't let the rain dampen your mood. So if you guys are going trick-or-treating out in the evening, conditions will be much chillier, around 41 degrees. We should have increased chance of cloud coverage or continued cloud coverage and a greater chance of precipitation as well throughout the overnight hours. If you guys are looking for a more up-to-date forecast, please refer to this week's edition of The Quad. Once again, my name is Matthew Fichter, and have a great and safe, happy Halloween, Westchester. See you later.